Howdy everyone. Welcome to Inside Russia. My name is Konstantin. I'm live streaming from Moscow, Russia, the capital of this country. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I would like to see if you can hear and see me well. Welcome. Sound seems okay. A little dressed up a little warmly today. They turned off heating here. Lorna says 5 by 5. Thank you so much. This is going to be the last stream from Moscow, and we're changing location. There will be no live stream tomorrow, as we will be in transition, but there will be, as usual, daily streams after tomorrow. Can't even say that I'm taking a day off tomorrow. We'll be driving. Anyway, as usual today, first half of the stream, the message, no comments, and I turn comments after I'm done with the message. Thank you, mods. I'm seeing Lorna, Mommy, Robert, and everyone else here. Julie, Bob S., Yarn Prepper, thank you so much for coming back. This is not going to be so much of a message today as questions. And I honestly am going to be asking questions. I hope that someone, perhaps you, perhaps someone else, gives me answers to the questions. Because the questions are mounting and I've yet to find answers. Without further ado, let me tell you what kind of questions I have. One big question, actually. I have yet to understand and to realize why. Why Russia started this event. This, what Russia calls special military operation. In other countries and other places it's called differently, but that's what it's called in Russia. Why? What was the purpose? Because everything I try to think of and explain, I get into a dead end. Because it seems that anything that Russia does or has done hurts Russia more than anything, okay? First of all, Ukraine has been hurt badly. The city of Mariupol, according to the Russian sources, has been nearly destroyed, and that's a city of 300,000 people. My heart goes out to regular folks who lost their lives, who lost their loved ones, who had to flee and evacuate to different countries outside of Ukraine, My heart goes out to the ones who were displaced, who lost their houses. Same about Kiev, same about Kharkov, same about so many more countries. Kherson, is a tragedy, okay? Everything that Russia has done so far, it hurts Russia, okay, at the end. Perhaps I don't know everything, perhaps I don't know the whole thing, the whole picture, but please answer me. If you are watching my stream right now, perhaps you could comment after I turn the comments on. Or perhaps if you're Russian, perhaps you can tell me why. And I'm going to ask questions here, okay? The first question was obviously two things Vladimir Putin told us on the 24th. He said that Russia was forced to start the special military operation to do two things. First is to denazify Ukraine, and the second is to demilitarize it. Now, let's take a closer look. To denazify the country, you must change its leadership. President, government, and most likely parliament. change leadership. Now, has leadership been changed in Ukraine? Nope. It just one simple fact explains that hasn't been any denazification of the country because leadership is still there. We have been told many times from different sources that Ukrainian leadership supports Nazism, Nazis. I don't know whether it's true or not. That take it to, the conscience of Russian media, people who said that. But certainly, if Ukrainian president is such an evil man, he needs to be changed. Yet he's still in Kiev. Kiev is back to normal. Russian troops withdrew from Kiev without giving us any information why. Why didn't they complete what they started? Okay, no, they just left on halfway. So there hasn't been any denazification, right? Since hasn't been any leadership. Okay, now second question, demilitarization of Ukraine. Russia started its special military operation from, step number one was bombing Ukraine's military facilities. Airports, warehouses with weapons, tanks, so forth. Well, the idea, I guess, was to take down the military capabilities of the country. But you know what happened ever since? Ukrainians have gotten so much weapons. Russians started destroying old weapons left in Ukraine from the old USSR, most likely, because Ukraine didn't have any other weapons, okay? That's the old USSR, Soviet-style tanks, planes, and so forth. Well, that could have been destroyed. Yes, I agree. I can take that. But what's been the entire world, Poland, Japan, Germany, the USA, Great Britain, they have been supplying Ukraine with modern weapons. And at this point, it is very, very possible that Ukraine has more weapons than it had before. Was demilitarizing Ukraine achieved? And if this operation is still going on and the goals are valid, then that better be, okay? That better be, because if not, then we must go back and say, what was that on the 24th you were saying? So that better be the same, demilitarizing, denazifying. And if they are, then how are we planning on demilitarize Ukraine? How are we planning on getting rid of this modern weapons and equipment that Ukraine has received within the last couple of months? How? I guess we need the answer for that. Okay, moving forward. Another reason was kind of unofficial reason, official/unofficial, was that Russia was very concerned about the expansion of NATO and encircling Russia by NATO countries. And the Ukraine was the last nail in the coffin, so to speak. So Vladimir Putin gave an ultimatum to NATO countries, NATO alliance, the American ambassador in Russia. I think he demanded that Ukraine will not be taken as a part of NATO anytime soon, and NATO should return to its boundaries of 97. This is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Because guess what? NATO has expanded by a huge deal. Forget about Ukraine. Who needs Ukraine now? Finland and Sweden has officially applied to become NATO countries. Finland and Sweden, they've always been neutral. Okay? Finland was our closest ally, was our best friend in the West, among the Western countries. Finland always protected our interests in the Western world. Finland was such a great neighbor, non-threatening, such a peaceful country, such a country with great people. Same about Sweden. The Nordic countries. And yet, now they have officially applied to become part of NATO. And they were forced, obviously. I mean, their reasons were obvious, okay? And in my opinion, they will become part of NATO. Land boundary of Russia with the NATO countries will be increased by 1,500 kilometers. And that's the direct result of you know what. So don't tell me that the goal was not to let NATO countries expand, because this is just not gonna fly, okay? Not gonna fly. You just expanded, you've done something that expanded NATO by 1,500 kilometers around our border, and you did it with your own hands. Whew. Okay. Another question. Protecting Russian culture and Russian language in Ukraine. I don't remember that Russian government has ever officially said that, but many politicians mentioned it, many people in the society, you know, it's a pretty popular topic. Oh, we're helping Ukrainians to preserve Russian ability to speak in Russian. Well, guess what, my friends? I follow quite a few people on YouTube and in real life, and most of them were Russian speakers until February 24th. As soon as the bombing started, as soon as it was very clear what is happening in Ukraine, all people, well, most people who spoke Russian, they switched to Ukrainian, and they want to forget Russian. They don't want to ever speak in Russian. And no one has pushed these people, okay? That's the conscious decision. I personally think that the Russian language has taken a huge blow in Ukraine. In 1 or 2 generations, Russian will be forgotten. What kind of enemy could have done something to actually do this thing, to achieve this thing, okay? Nationalists were definitely not strong enough to realize to execute this, okay? This is sinister, okay? And it's totally artificial, brought to Ukraine, and you know by who, and you know by what. This is amazing. People have started forgetting Russian. They are just giving up Russian deliberately. Oi. Now, Russian culture. Oh, we want Ukraine to be a part of Russian world. The question is, does Ukraine want to become a part of Russian culture, or to remain the part of Russian culture? That's a rhetorical question. You don't need to answer it. Everyone understands. I think in 1 or 2 generations, Russian culture in Ukraine will be absolutely forgotten. Not because someone's pushing, but because people have turned away from it. Very sad. Why? Why Russia has done everything to actually hurt its interests? In the days, months and weeks before this event started, I had been, so to speak, going around YouTube and telling everyone that Russia would never do anything like that. You know, Russia wouldn't invade. You know, Russia can amass troops along its borders, whatever it wants to, but as long as it stays within its boundaries, its borders, then things are all right. Boy, was I wrong. Why? What about the economy? Economy. Perhaps Russia thinks that the economy will be better, Russian economy. It's not even a question, because everyone understands what is happening with Russian economy. One of the Russian top officials / managers, his last name was Oreshkin. He's a favorite of Vladimir Putin. Putin has a liking in him. In a way, like he protects certain men to, you know, like job-wise. I'm not suggesting anything. It's just he likes the job that Oreshkin is doing, and Putin has been watching him, promoting him, things like that, you know. So Oreshkin came out and he said that the economy is in trouble, and it's in crisis, but the crisis is controllable. Get this, controllable, okay? It means the Russian government controls the prices, keeps it under tabs, under controls. The numbers show it's under control. The inflation is high, but not that high, not catastrophic. My question is, can I personally make a soup out of the numbers? Can my engineers, who we have to cut their salaries by 40% because there's no jobs, can they take your numbers, bring them home and make soup out of them? Can they feed their families with those numbers? Russian economy is, well, I've been showing you, I've been telling you, but also been showing you what's going on in Russian shopping malls, business centers, office centers, things like that. But you haven't seen anything yet, because it's coming. 3, 4, 5 months, it's going to be hitting real hard, okay? So that definitely whoever started this operation, they definitely did not care about the economy, because as an economist, I can tell you it's easy to actually, forecast steps like this. Perhaps it's good for cultural or educational exchange. Perhaps it's good for this kind of business activities. Well, Russia has been isolated, has become an island, and I don't even know, it's not an island, it's tiny rock in literally in the middle of the Pacific, okay? It's an island. It's been isolated. It's been isolated educationally. It's been isolated culturally. No one wants to do anything with Russia anymore. These people who planned this exercise, this event, they certainly didn't want to promote exchange, cultural exchange, educational exchange, medical exchange, and so forth. This is very clear what's going to happen if you strike another country, like Ukraine. It's very clear, and someone did it deliberately. So, my big question is why? What did they want to achieve so badly? They were willing to destroy everything within their country. What is there to gain in Ukraine? Land? Give me a break. Kherson and Mariupol districts, provinces, they want to, join that? Like, bring it to Russia. Why? This is a curse. You got to understand, this is a curse, because the entire world is not going to forget. Russia is going to be permanently a pariah and under sanctions of all kinds. It's sanctioned, a most sanctioned country in the world right now, worse than Iran, okay? But that's going to get worse. So, why? Why did they do that? Why did they make the decision? What can be so potentially important, valuable to them? So they decided to destroy a relationship with one country and with the rest of the world. What? Why? 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 I keep asking this question. Why? What we are to gain. My friends, this has been my message. Thank you so much. Let me turn on the comments. I hope you have something to answer me. I hope perhaps you know more, Lorna is the first one. Hello. Martin, Ron, stuff. Reasons why, all of the above. What's above? Where's the above? Brian Vetti, Brian V, Sylvia. There are quite a few people watching, so it's hard for me to greet everyone, but let me open your comments in absolutely new window. Ultras, Becca and Reese Gray, long time no see. For the ones who don't know, I did 2 live streams, 1 hour each, one by another, for patrons and sponsors of YouTube channel. And at both, Reese Gray and Ultras, Becca was the last one. Krista Cox, howdy from Ohio. Hello. Wim, why ego lithium? Certainly not lithium. Come on, just lithium, everything else, you know. Lithium is right here. Ego, that's a question, you know. Reese Gray, thanks for the super chat. Hello from Canada, Mr. Popular. Long time no series, thank you. Lots of reading between the lines today. You gave a fair summary of the facts from the view of a Russian citizen. Perhaps the true objectives were never stated. You know what? At least it would not be as offensive to me if they would be, if it turns out that they were objectives. The worst question is, what if they weren't any? Or at least not very deep, not very reasoning, like sound. What if there weren't any sound reasons? What if there weren't any reasons, okay? What if the whole thing would be just done in vain, like for nothing? That's a scary thought, is it? That's a question. I'm not saying it was, but... Eyes, thank you so much. Sending you and your wife much love from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much for your message. Thank you so much for super chat. I know exactly where Brooklyn, New York is. I stayed in Brooklyn quite a few times around Kings Highway. Don't remember more precise address. My friend lived there for years and years. So, pretty vibrant place you live in, you know, very international. Tons of Russians and Ukrainians. Could you please tell me how you Russians and Ukrainians get along in Brooklyn? Because there are like 50-50 of Ukrainians and Russians. Brian V, thank you so much. My experience is that the real reason is not something we expect. I would bet there was a hope for prestige and intimidation. Expect the unexpected. One thing I'm pretty sure about, the truth will come out. Like, you know, we will know the truth one day. But probably not today. Ludmila Hopkins, Julie F, Mark Robson, Todd, hey there. Golden Griffon, wow, the veteran. Jabberwocky. Irena, hi from Middle Tennessee, USA. If you want me something like to notice your comment, please put it in caps, otherwise would be really, really difficult for me. Jeremy Gibson answers. First, extend military to Carpathians against invasion. No, doesn't cut with me. Second, land bridge to Crimea. Question is why? Why do we need land bridge with Crimea? We know we're gonna slammed so hard for this bridge. We're gonna become outcasts, the pariahs. Why do we need this land? We have wonderful bridge to Crimea from Krasnodar region to Crimea. What's wrong with the bridge? Why do we need a land one? So questionable, number 2. 3. Control over pipelines? No. No, I don't believe so, because pipelines were under control of international group. It's half Russian, half Ukrainian. Nothing, even right now, nothing happens to pipelines, okay? Pipelines were always secure. 4. Ukraine part of Russia? What for? What for? Don't we have enough land? Don't we have enough resources? What for? We know if we grab land of Ukraine, we're gonna get hit slow bad by everyone. We have been hit. Why? It's the same thing if going to your rich neighbor, breaking in and taking a tiny little piece of something. The punishment will be the same. You know, they're gonna freaking either kill you or, you know, hurt you so bad. Same thing, like, why do we need this land in Ukraine? We have our own. Number 5, example of Slavic freedom. What Slavic freedom? What Slavic freedom? 9 Veka, hello. Donna, long time no see. Frank in Texas, hi there. Carol, you are pretty, what's this word? Pretty cruel, okay? No, I have not ordered my new Moskvich. I had Moskvich, that was my first car, and you know what, it sucked. And will I never, ever order or buy my new Moskvich? No matter how bad you poke into me, you know, that's just not funny. Steve Boy 103, Constantine, do you think it's to control the Black Sea and the wheat grains of the world? No, of course not. Of course not. Why do we need to control the Black Sea for? It's a lake. On one side it's Russia, on another side it's Russia. It's a freaking lake. Okay, Turkey down below. How can we control the Black Sea? Turkey controls the Black Sea. It's got the straits, Phosphorus and Dardanelles, okay? There's no reason for us to control the Black Sea, you know? The wheat grains of the world, how can we control wheat grains of the world? Russia grows, Russia and Ukraine grow, you know, like 1/5 of the entire world's grain. Australia, huge grain trade. Canada, huge. South America, huge. Russia is, I mean, it's a large grower, but it just doesn't make any sense, okay? Greetings from Finland. Greetings. You guys are great, that's all I gotta say. Great, you have a place in my heart. You're brave, and you know, you're righteous. Wild Wolf Pack, the answer to question 1, land, question 2, land, question 3, land. Doesn't make any sense. We don't need that land. Don't need that land. That land is useless. You cannot grow there. There is no oil, there is no gas, no resources. Why? Gaby, how's your COVID? How are you feeling? Kathy D. Suri, fear to lose power. Well, that's a sound answer. I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but that's sound. World TV, what is SMO? It's Special Military Operation. Read between the lines. That's what we call it in Russia, what we're allowed to call it in Russia. If we call it something else, ooh, big problem. Hello from upstate New York. Hi there. Hello from New York. It's for his legacy. You know what? He's destroyed his legacy. He actually had a good shot at leaving decent legacy, at least in Russia, but he's destroyed it. I read he feels the USSR break up with the shame of the country and he wants it back. Well, instead of bringing it back, he's ruined entire Russia. It's gonna go down, you know. Sanctions and everything else, and the attitude and the isolation. Is it making Russia a better place? What legacy? Let me give you a hint. What Russia has to gain. Nobody was interested in Ukraine until they found oil and gas in fields somewhere around 2010. No, that's not true. Everyone was interested in Ukraine because Ukraine is a part of post-Soviet world. So you just don't know your history, okay? And Russia, I mean, Ukraine found oil and gas. Gas was found a long time ago, and guess what? Russia seized gas fields along with Crimea. And it's Russian. It's been Russian for the past, what, 7-8 years now, right? So it's not about the gas. And oil that is extracted in Ukraine is very, very expensive because they use a special process called cracking, I think. In Russia, oil, you just stick a pipe and you start pumping oil. That's how easy to get. Same thing about natural gas. You stick and you start getting gas. Russia has huge resources, untapped resources of oil and gas. It doesn't need meager Ukrainian ones. Give me a break, you know. Edmund Lively. Good message. Someone doesn't want to see a free its own family. That's a question. Maybe yes, maybe no. Duke Fishing, I've heard that new Moskvich will have electric windows. My friend, you're so off. In order to have electric windows, you actually need semiconductors. There aren't any in Russia, so that's going to be old, tried and true, you know, manual, up and down. If you could just give me for 1 second. I'll be right back. My eye drops. Certainly no. How about this light? Is it any better? Does it give any anything to the background? Oh, I like it. It's pretty cool. M. Carpenter, oil is nearly always the objective of special operation. Russia has so much oil, we can swim in it. No, I don't believe that. Suri, as always, money makes the world go round. Again, Russia has so much money. You have no idea. They're swimming in money. They don't know what to do with money because money in Russia is growing literally out of, you just stick a pipe into the ground and, you know, money start coming out, and the certain people control it. You cannot spend it. I mean, what can you do? You can buy like planes, mega yachts for billions of dollars. But if you have hundreds and hundreds of billions, what do you have to do with money? So I don't believe it's about money this time. L. Martin, thank you so much. From one tea lover to another. This is Orange Picom Lesna. Thank you so much. This tea is absolutely great. One of my best ones. Thank you so much for your super chat and for the message. This one is to you. Very, very good. Thank you. Steve G, hi there. George Colley, Iggy is correct. What did Iggy said? Iggy Pop. Not seeing what Iggy said. Gaby, when can we expect to see the Campbell Soup t-shirt again? Anytime. I didn't know you're such a fan of that t-shirt. No problem. There will be no live stream tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to be in transition, but there will be one after tomorrow on Sunday. And guess what? I'm going to take my wife and we're going to explore a nice new place that not many of you have seen yet. Some of you have seen that from last year, but anyway, tune in to the live stream on Sunday, and I hope you will like it. Last Saturday we did live stream with Natasha. We were laughing so much. It was like taking our minds off this event, of this heavy talks, of these things, you know. If you get offended by us laughing, please forgive us, you know. You know that I do serious messages, serious live streams every single day, and it just sometimes, at some point, my mind needs some time off. It starts boiling, okay? And then the live streams that I usually do when I do a walking tour, you know, that's my way of taking my mind off something, okay? There are 2 super stickers from WL and from CW4, Randy Alona Darrow. Thank you so much, both of you, WL and Randy Alona. Much appreciated. No messages, but money is message strong enough. Okay, thank you. Light is green. Ambience lighting. You see, step by step I try to create a decent studio. It's probably gonna take me only, you know, 195 streams until I get everything in order, you know. You look like Oz, the great and powerful. Joe Ben, thank you. Thank you. I like that light of dry eyes too. My eyes are more or less okay in terms of dryness, but sometimes, you know, sometimes. Jennifer Turner has a good question from Melbourne, Australia. What is the mood of the Russian people? Heavy, very heavy. No one's happy. Even the ones who are saying, oh, we will prevail, blah, blah, they start seeing the signs of apocalypse. Because anywhere you look, you start seeing more and more people losing jobs. Prices for foods, for food is going through the roof, you know, and people start asking questions. Why? What's going on? You know, what? And then we're not getting any victorious news from Ukraine. That's also gonna giving people questions like, why? What's going on there? There are more and more news about the deaths there. That's huge change, game changer, you know. So overall, the mood is heavy and it's worsening, so to speak. Robert Bates, safe to put that light in the window? I don't know. I guess we will see soon. If a sniper takes me away, you know, and it's gonna be in live, my life's gonna explode. No, I'm not really feeling like threatened by, you know, Robert, the worst thing can happen. Not the light in the window, but the knock on the door. That's really, really dangerous, okay? That's the most dangerous thing for me and for anyone in Russia. And light or no light, it doesn't matter. Is the price of oil rising in Russia? If you're talking about oil, that we export oil, yes, it's world's prices and they're rising. If you're talking about gasoline for cars, no, stays the same. That's about the only thing that stays the same, because Russian government likes to control and pressure oil companies to make gas affordable to the Russians. If the Russian government wasn't controlling, the price of gas would have been twice as high as now, and they're really afraid of that. Okay. Ultra sassy Becca, I love the little light. You should keep it and change the colors for every stream. You know what? Perhaps I should check and pick and choose the color of my mood. How about that? We'll see that. Raise the round lamp a little and we have a halo. Like this. We have a new sponsor, Dust81. Welcome to Inside Russia. Great to have a new sponsor. By the way, if you want to participate in patrons and sponsors only live streams, usually not too many people, couple dozen, then please become the sponsor of the channel or a patron. I prefer patron, but sponsor is also fine. And every Friday I've decided to make a live stream, 1 hour live stream for sponsors, and then 1 hour live stream for patrons. Ultra Sassy Beck, a few other people that we just had an hour ago, and it was actually pretty good. It's much lower, slower paced. I get to answer all the questions. Some questions are quite personal. So if you want to participate in those chats, become patron or a sponsor of this channel, please. Frank Marsha, what does all that money do for people? I don't know. That's a good question. Makes two of us asking. Stalker. Hi Konstantin, I'm one of your silent watchers. Thank you so much. Silent watchers are great. Keep up the vlogs, they're very good, from your old backyard in New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Where in New Hampshire? I'm very familiar with North Conway and Portsmouth. Used to work in Portsmouth one winter, and North Conway used to go shopping all the time. Well, not all the time, but sometime. Do the mood lamp. We'll do that. Richard Crington, peace for Russian beautiful people. Yeah, we need peace, trust me. We broke peace and we need to bring it back. Nuriel Care Bell. We need more doctors and nurses in New Zealand. Anyone? Take me. Please take me. I'm neither nurse or a doctor, but I don't know. I can do many things. I can make coffee for a nurse or a doctor. I can walk their dog. I can, I don't know, drive them to work back and forth. Please take me to New Zealand, you know. RW, thank you so much. You are truly one of the God's better projects. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Message is very appreciated. I kind of feel uncomfortable when people write me these things. I'm naturally shy a little bit. And thanks for the money. Thanks for the message. Hard Track and Beans, goodbye. Thanks for coming. Paul Oaks, purple. Lorna, thank you so much. That's a great post, and I'm gonna pin it. Are some of you naive? He knows. I know. Karen says, take Natasha on Sunday and do anything that makes you smile. Well, my idea of Sunday stream is walking around the embankment, the waterfront of Rostov. We love that place. Should be warm enough. I know I did it a couple weeks ago, but it's just such a great place, you know. Anyway, perhaps, well, that's gonna be Sunday. We wouldn't travel far. It's not far. It's like 15-hour drive from our house. And I'm gonna be driving all night. So on Sunday afternoon, I'll be sleeping or just relaxing, you know. These boots were made for walking. I just bought myself brand new sneakers, all white. The company called Fila. It's one of the few companies that is left in Russia, hasn't left, but stayed, you know. So my new boots were definitely made for walking. PD Mosher, greetings from the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, USA. Denver, wow, those Rocky Mountains, you are lucky. You probably drive to the mountains all the time, you know, for picnics and things like that. Good question. It's not in caps. Shame on you, shame on you. No, just kidding, no shame, but just do the caps. It's much easier for me. But great question. Aztec Salvador. So you're from Salvador, right? Wow, it's pretty cool. First person from Salvador, by the way. After seeing several videos about effects from sanctions, I noticed sugar seems to be constantly mentioned, somewhat empty shelves. My question is, why is sugar popular in Russia? Well, sugar is popular anywhere, okay? Sugar is used in cooking. And Russia has plenty of sugar. We make sugar out of beets here, special sugar beets. Definitely there's no shortage, okay? And someone just decided to make money. They bought all the sugar on the market and they jacked up the price like 3-4 times. So they shrunk the supply and demand started growing and a panic kicked in. And voila, sugar went up high. It used to be like 25, 30 rubles. At peak, it was 180, and everyone was just like cleaning it out. And then they got more and more sugar in market. Now it's around 90, which is a lot still. 79, 89, something like that. So one simple word, greed. Greed in Russia, greed is good. Watch my video. Russia's new religion. Greed is good, my friend. Geeky Carlos, hello from Liverpool. Lit a candle for you and your family in mods. Thank you so much. That's much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lisa, laugh away. One of the reasons I watch you is to see human side of Russian people. We're humans, all right, but I start thinking that more and more people are, I don't know, perhaps Martians, perhaps Terminators sent from the future. Who the hell knows? Roger Ward, the 90s was the best time in Russia. I think so too. 90s, then you know what, from 2000 to 2008 was fantastic. Oh my gosh. So much money, everything is so booming, developing, everyone's happy, everyone is hopeful. It was even better than 90s. May Ragnier, what do you think about the city of Sochi? It's okay. There was Olympics there. Sochi is brand new. We built quite a few power facilities there. One of the big electricity generating stations, substations, power lines. It's definitely a gem of Russia. Carlos Bilro, I agree with your opinion. I think not 1,000, but around 100. Nina, I believe the intention was to have control or access. That's something I cannot comment on. I just don't know. I don't have my opinion on that. Regain lost empire. Yeah, they succeeded. All right. Russia is so much worse, 100 times worse than it was before. 3 months before. You know. They certainly have not succeeded. Other power stations there, coal or nuclear? Well, Charlie B, the question is both. Nuclear, we have a lot of nuclear power stations. The cleanest, the best source of electricity is nuclear, atom. Then we have quite a few coal-fired power stations, but they are far in the east, where no people. And here in the western part, in the European part of Russia, it's natural gas. The turbines are fired up by natural gas, very clean fuel, very cheap fuel. Now in Russia, it's going to be so much of it, since we're not going to be selling it much longer, you know, we're going to have all the gas we want ourselves. Emmer Makers. Had a small roles in film. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. 5 minutes, check time, check-in time. I'm gonna do a little different today. There will be no list of people. I wanna reformat this thing and do a new list next time. The same people, but a little differently. So today, just a prayer, and you know, we'll double mention next, or perhaps, you know what, perhaps I should mention real quick. Yeah, I'll just mention. Godbreaker, Russian space program update, please. Well, Vladimir Putin came out on April and said that Russia relaunches the program to send people onto the moon. The moon project is back. The thing is, he came out and he said something, hasn't been any news about that ever since. Kind of strange, you know, what that doesn't sound like Vladimir Putin. Usually when he says something, he means it, but this time he just said something and completely ignored. Perhaps his employees don't think he's a serious guy because they ignore him. They don't do what he says. Okay, perhaps he needs to look into their behavior. Why is the eastern region of Russia so sparsely populated? Have you seen, look at the map, how huge Russia is. I was flying from Moscow to Novosibirsk. I think for a couple hours I was flying over taiga, didn't see one single light, no people. 2-hour flight, okay? Kenneth, you've had an interesting life. Oh, that I have. Crickson wanted to tour the Hermitage. Yes, I've been to Hermitage. Quite something else. It's like Louvre, kind of same idea. Okay, so now I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna invite everyone to pray with me, believers, non-believers alike. I would like to pray for people, for Ukraine, for Ukrainians. Please join me in prayer. Right before I start, Matthew Robles, welcome to Inside Russia. Thanks for becoming the sponsor. And let's pray. Dear God, thanks for giving us food on our tables, surrounded with good people, giving our roofs over our heads. Thanks for giving us this wonderful day. Please help Ukraine. Bring peace to this country. Please help all the people that have been affected. Please give them strength, give them remorse and forgiveness. Give them, answer their prayers, grant their wishes, give them money, give them everything to rebuild their lives, perhaps in Ukraine, perhaps in other countries. Please show angels to help every single person in Ukraine. Civilians, soldiers, Russian soldiers, Ukrainian, everyone who's in Ukraine really. Just have them stop the bloodshed. Put sense into the heads of people, open eyes of them to fill them with love, compassion, mercy, and tenderness. Open their eyes so they can see what's been done, so they decide to stop the bloodshed. Please, God, we need it to be stopped as soon as we can. Thank you. Please help everyone who's helping people in Ukraine. Please help our kids to help us to bring our kids in the way that when they grow up, they'll make this world a better place, and they will never fight with one another. Just be friends and partners. Everyone who's hungry, please put food on their tables. Everyone who needs money desperately, please give them income or money. Everyone who who's not feeling well, please heal them. I would like to mention a few people who reached out and asked me to be placed on the list. They are Shay, Rafaela From, and her daughter Anna, William, Yelena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Ola, Dasha, Sky and Bonnie, Rebecca, Melissa, Buzz, and Mary, Jean-Paul, Paula, Jane, Michael's mom, Brian's mom, Marlene, Mikhail's family, Dimitrius, Kieran, Maddie, Sharon, Narnian Lady, Baby Maverick, Fiona, Susan S., Brantley, Sabrina Fell, Murby 1, Skipper 09, Madeline, Paul Beans Finn, Jennifer of Northern Girl Hobbies, Sophie Bliss. Please grant wishes of these people. Make their wishes come true and grant their prayers. Also, please help everyone who's praying in this chat or watching us pray in this chat. Please give them everything they're asking for. Answer their prayers, grant their wishes. Thank you. Amen. My friends, thank you very much for coming. This is going to be the last stream in 2 days. No more stream tomorrow. Please come back to the stream day after tomorrow. I hope we make it to our destination safely. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for your support, great comments, super chats. You are awesome and you rock. Please keep on coming back for more. Moderators, thank you so much for coming back and watching my back once again. Thank you. I love you and I will see you on Sunday. Hopefully there will be a good stream on Sunday.